everybody. Hi. Nice to see you.
Thanks for coming on Saturday. I think many people are on vacation, but it's nice to see you who's here. So, yeah, I'm Andrea Hildebrand. I know a lot of you, and
I'm Trevor Homeniuk. I know a lot of you as well.
We've been here for 3 years in Gwangju, teaching in public schools. I teach in elementary.
I teach in middle school.
And it's been a really, really wonderful experience. And we're actually getting ready to leave Korea on September 13th. So this is a really wonderful day for us to be part of the Gwangju community one more time and share what we hope to bring or give back to the Gwangju community. Yeah, we've been teaching E.A.E.P for about a year and a half, 16 months I think. And the Environmental Awareness Education Program was something that we felt was really important for Korea, for everybody, but for Korea particularly because of where Korea is at in their development in terms of environmental policy and that kind of thing. So we thought maybe we could make a little bit of a difference in teaching kids about what we value about the environment and hope that we can pass on some love and inspiration to some elementary students. Anything you want to say about that?
I agree.
Thanks. So we'll start our presentation with a little slideshow, just to show you some pictures of what we've done with students over the last 16 months. So you can see their great little faces and some of the great things that they've done. So this is the invitation we've ever made for today's event.
Yeah, you can imagine me behind that the earth, underneath those little people. I'm holding those little people up. I'm a puppet show guy.
I'll explain a little bit about our teachers. So our first class was at E.A.E.P Elementary School, my home school, where I teach. And these were our students. So they were really excited to have a chance to learn something different with forests, of course. And this was our teacher, Ryu Eun-sun. She was a co-teacher of mine and she was a huge support to the program. She helped me so much preparing materials and even communicating with some local politicians about trying to help us get our program out. So we are really indebted to her. She listened to us. And our students playing a game. So you can see these picture cards. They're actually on the wall at the back. These are, we use these for a game, so the students match a problem with a variety of solutions. And they do this quickly. So it's kind of symbolic of running out of time the way that we are with the climate crisis. So these picture cards are actually my drawings, and they're, you can buy one for a donation. And you can write a message to Yu Young-suk, and we'll send it to her with the postcards. Yu Young-suk is the environment minister of Korea. So we do a puppet show. This is our puppet theater here. So it's very interactive. So the students listen to dialogue between two puppets, and then they come to the puppet theater and they can remove or add various pieces, like trees or methane gas or CO2 or oxygen. They can add solar power, wind power, different things based on what they hear in the dialogue. And Trevor's the puppeteer. He's great. So they really love this. They get really excited and really involved, as you can see. So they were great. That was our first class.
It was a good intro class.
Very enthusiastic. And you can see there's a few people from the Office of Education sitting in the back here. This was not our first class, this was another class. Mr. Oh Ho-suk and Jo Young-in, they're actually here today, so we're really grateful to see them as
the whole plan was that we wanted this program to be included in the elementary curriculum, or at least be accepted by the public schools in Gwangju. And like about 3 months ago, it was accepted. So we're very happy. We worked pretty hard to get that.
These are some students making postcards. So these are all 5th grade students. We did a couple classes of 6th grade and 1 class of 4th grade. But I think about 85% of what you see is 5th grade students. And can you remember the name of the school? Is Sing Sing here?
I think we taught at about 10 different elementary schools. So it was, we taught 300 students pretty much.
This school was...
So I forget.
Yeah, we can't remember all the names, but this was a school that's very far out, almost in the country. Well, it is kind of... Do you know the name of it?
Yeah. Part of UNESCO, a man from UNESCO helped us get this school.
Mr. Jinche, Prof. Jinche, helped arrange this workshop for us. So he's also contributing to our program. So we also feel that music and art and creativity are really important for children, not just checking boxes on a paper or whatever. So we like to sing with them, play music, and make art. So we wrote a song for the program, which you will get to hear today. Trevor's going to play it for you.
And Andrew's going to sing it.
We'll sing together. So the song is called We Can Make a Change. So we really want to instill a positive message. We teach children the consequences of climate change, the risks of climate change, the causes, and all the negative stuff, but we really focus on what we can do about it. So we can make a change is kind of the catchphrase. I also play for the students. And we had some really great volunteers help us over the last several months. So you can see Homeniuk. So when we started the program, Namil was our translator. So he came to our workshops and translated everything. He was kind of associated with the GIC, and that's how we met him. And this is Kim Soo-kyung. She's not here, I don't see her, but she was one of my middle school students. She's in high school now, and she was really interested in this program and helping. So she helped a couple of times with workshops, translating and reading the puppet script and that kind of thing. So we really love her too. You can see that there. We had lots of fun with the students. And of course, Kim Sing Sing. She
was also a translator. We went through about 4 different translators before we finally ended up just using the Korean teacher at schools to do all the translation.
We'll talk more about Sing Sing in a minute, but she has done a lot to help us, including helping us to actually teach the program. So GIC volunteers have been very instrumental in the development of this program and the teaching of it and everything.
At this presentation could probably have just been on Sing Sing, the GIC.
Students putting some CO2 and methane gas in the atmosphere. And when we have more time with the students, I've used E.A.E.P for camp programs. So at that time I can do science experiments with them to demonstrate the greenhouse effect and various other activities, PE activities and other things. So we've had wonderful friends and co-teachers supporting us to create this program. This is one of my co-teachers, E.A.E.P, and she's also helped tremendously with developing and she's also helped teach the program, so we owe her a huge debt of respect as well. And Oh Se-kyung, her husband, also helped us to teach the program. And this was one of our most successful workshops. And I think the reason was because, well, they're married, so they had a lot of communication about how to teach the program. And we're friends with them, so we worked so well together. And the students had access to 4 teachers, 2 Korean speakers and 2 English speakers. So they weren't intimidated by our English because they had so much Korean support. And they could see that we were all really enthusiastic about teaching the program and teaching support. And we've done some demonstration classes for other teachers. So we hope that this program can grow and develop and other teachers will get involved. And just be interested in teaching students about environmental sustainability.
Yeah, we have 4 volunteers who are taking over the program from us. We're going back to Canada. Now we have 4 people who are going to start teaching to elementary schools next year. So
In September.
in September.
There'll be 4 new teachers. And the postcards. So the postcards you can see here, each student who participated in the program was asked to make a postcard. And they're all made from reused materials. So I'll just show you one, for example. The students used an old box of some kind, and they cut this out, and we gave them some reused paper, and we just asked them to write a message to Yu Young-suk, the Environment Minister, to express what they value about the environment and what they hope for Korea's future. We didn't try to tell them what they should write or well, we told them what we think is important, but we didn't tell them what they should think is important. We just asked them to write from their hearts. And if you have a chance to read them, you'll see that a lot of kids really seem to think that trees are pretty important. So I think that's pretty special. So yeah, we have, I think there's 360 postcards altogether. So that's 360 kids who got to participate in the program. And we hope that in September and the following semesters they can expand this number, 500, 1,000 students. That would be great.
And send them all to the Environment Minister, who will get all of them at the same time. We'll be really happy with this.
So after we take the postcards down, we'll send a big package to Yu Young-suk. So hopefully she'll read all of these messages. And I hope she'll consider what's important to the students. We both have a background in art. Mine is in visual art and Trevor's is in performance art. So, yeah, media arts. So, we really do want to encourage students to be creative and express themselves visually or otherwise. So, postcards are a great opportunity to write, use English or Korean, whatever they're comfortable with, and do something visual. So here's some of our students. One of them stopped by earlier to see her postcard. And some other things we've done around Gwangju related to the program to raise awareness were street festivals. So we've gone out and tried to meet people to raise awareness about the program and just about environmental education in general. So this is Gwangju last summer. Just meeting people, telling them about the program.
No GIC volunteer there?
Yeah, another GIC volunteer. Playing music to get attention, raise awareness, sing songs. And our good friends, E.A.E.P, they always supported everything to do with this program, so we really love them. And another friend, Sarah Gladwell, who helped with fundraising and raising awareness for the program as well. She's gone now, unfortunately.
We had a fundraising concert.
Oh!
It's also known as concert.
Sorry about that. Concert, yes. So, yeah, about a year ago, we had the challenge of, okay, we have the program. The cost is really minimal, but how are we going to sustain saying that we need money.
Plus, we had just finished making our theater and making all our supplies, and that cost 300, 400,000 won, so we needed to make that money back and feel good about starting new. Yeah.
And we needed to make some money so the program could go on. So we did a concert to raise money, and we got so much support from Gwangju again. So played some songs with friends.
Michael Beijing, ex-Gwangjuer.
Lots of people came to support it.
We made all our money back, all our supplies back, plus some extra.
We made almost 1 million won from this concert.
Yeah, it's
To
really
run the
successful.
program. And all of these people helped. So it's been a really wonderful experience. And so, as I said, we're planning to send the postcards to Young-soo. So I'd like to read to you guys the letter that we're going to include from Trevor and I. So you can read this also, it's on the back wall behind us there. Okay, so dear Yu Young-soo, we are Andrea and Trevor from Canada. We are English teachers in Gwangju, and for the last year and a half, we've been volunteer teaching a Saturday workshop for elementary school students. The name of our workshop is Green Seed, and the topic is global warming and climate change. We felt it was very important to educate children about our current environmental crisis, as it will undoubtedly affect each and every one of their lives in the near future. We hope that by offering students the opportunity to learn about the sacredness of the earth and the magic of nature, that we might inspire them to value and protect our precious planet. Over the last year and a half, 360 students have participated in the workshop, and each one has made a special piece of art for you. Today, the Gwangju community has come together to view these little works and show their support for our children in creating a sustainable future. These kids are wonderfully creative and have so simply and innocently expressed the urgent need for major change on both the individual and global level. As you can see by their use of reused materials, they are making a concerted effort to do their part. We sincerely hope you will take the time not only to read their message to you, but also to take their requests into serious consideration. These postcards represent the voice of 360 children who truly value a healthy planet, with clean air and water, diverse ecosystems, and responsibly managed resources. The legislation you help pass or not pass today will create the Korea they inherit. Please do everything you can to honor their future and all that they value. You have the full support of all of the participants and contributing volunteers of E.A.E.P Green Seed, as well as so many of the citizens of Gwangju. We can make change. So that's a little information about the program, and I think Trevor wants to talk a little bit about some environmental things in Korea that are pretty interesting, so hand it over.
I do, but the time is we're kind of running out of time now. So I'll just ask quickly, are there any climate change skeptics? Anybody who doesn't know if climate change is real, who think it's kind of like, you think it's kind of, you're not sure about it?
Yeah, I question the science.
Cool. That's great. Unfortunately,
And former President Ronald Reagan,
Mr. Ronald Reagan, yes,
he opposed that idea.
he doesn't believe that climate
No.
change exists. Good thing he's the former president. Well, since we don't have very much time, and I think we should really do some singing, I'll just go through this quickly. Yeah, so I'll just explain climate change really quick. There's a lot of, like on the Earth, we have different surfaces. Some absorb heat more than others. Like water absorbs more heat than ice. Another thing around the Earth is CO2. Can't believe we're going to do this. I have no time to do this. But around the Earth, there's CO2. CO2 also absorbs a lot of heat. And so, when you get some sun coming in, wait, do you guys understand the greenhouse effect? You guys understand that? And so when we have extra CO2, that means more heat in the atmosphere. Do you understand that, sir? Do you understand that more CO2, which absorbs heat, would mean more heat in the atmosphere?
Let's see. I would think more CO2 in the atmosphere would mean more plankton growing in the ocean.
Yeah, it gets more complex. Okay.
Yes, it's not easy. It's not simple.
Yeah, it's really complex. And this is pretty much the extent of my science right now. It's just the greenhouse effect, so we're going to skip that. Okay. Can anybody tell me what the #1 cause of anthropogenic CO2 is in the atmosphere?
Farming.
Anthropogenic, like man-made.
Farming.
What is it?
Farming.
Farming.
CO2 heating?
Isn't it? No.
Methane.
So we're thinking CO2. The #1 is.
Transportation.
Okay, actually, I was looking for something like lights and energy. This is what contributes to the most CO2 to.
Anthropogenic CO2 means originating from people.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, so like
It
man-made.
sounds like it.
Yeah, man-made. Okay. Second greatest is anybody?
What was the first greatest?
First greatest was energy.
Energy, okay.
Yeah, like lights and creating energy.
TVs, cell phones,
Yeah.
etc. What's the second?
Second, we're gonna skip it. We're gonna focus on energy because we don't have time. But so energy is the #1 cause of anthropogenic climate change. There's this system called the Environmental Performance Index that Yale University created. This pretty much measures all the different countries' environmental performance, how well each country is doing with their environmental goodness, you could say. Half of it is based on the effects on humans and how the environment affects humans, and half of it is based on how the environment actually affects, like, or how the environmental performance is affecting, like, the ecosystem. So we have forests and oceans and things growing, stuff like that. Anyway, Korea ranks pretty low for GHG emissions.
Greenhouse gas.
Greenhouse gases. You can think of this is sort of based on 100%. It's like every country gets graded out of 100%. Korea, when it comes to greenhouse gases per capita, we have 47%. So we're failing the greenhouse gas situation. Also, we contribute. We're really failing on the energy sector here. So all the CO2 emissions produced by making energy, the #1 contributor to CO2. We got 15% out of 100, 15.7% in Korea. So we need to change that. We need to come up with some solutions. So how can we stop producing energy? How can we reduce our energy production in Korea? How can we, yes?
Close the door when there's aircon on.
Close the door when there's aircon on. Okay, good. So you get an L. We got a secret phrase. This is a solution. It's kind of like hangman. But don't say a letter, please. This is a little different. Tell me solutions. Yeah, solutions. How we can stop energy production or reduce energy production, CO2 produced by energy production in Korea. How can we reduce the CO2? Yes.
Ride a bike.
And ride a bike. Okay, good. Okay, but this is energy production. So you're talking more of the third contributor to CO2.
Okay, I have a different answer.
Okay.
How about turning off your computer and even unplugging it?
You get E. Wonderful. Turn off things. Turn off your computer, unplugging your computer. Anybody else? How can we stop producing CO2 by energy in Korea? What are alternatives?
Public transportation.
Public transportation, good. That's also producing CO2 in transportation. I'm thinking like power. Think of energy, like light. Yeah, now, Ted.
Use less lights. When you have fluorescent lights, you only use half of them. Don't use them all.
Brilliant. Change your lighting system.
Yeah.
So use like CFLs, not those bulbs, not incandescent bulbs. And we got a less heat.
Less heat? Use less heat? Oh, eat less? Oh.
Eat less. Okay.
Kind of indirectly.
Cooking less.
Like the machinery that is involved in food production, if we consume less food, we need to use less energy to run those machines. Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's...
Or even keeping food in the refrigerator.
Well, no.
Well, let's just give you
Just
another
increase
week.
your food, everybody tries to eat more.
Okay.
Then it means we use a lot of energy or resources.
Yeah.
That's why if we eat little, we can see.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay. So now we have a let's
Let's make a change.
Okay. So yeah, Korea, you guys know the answers. So we should make a change. We got to make a change, and we can even sing a song. Let's sing a song. Okay. So we get to sing.
So, everybody can sing with me. So it's kind of listen and repeat. Trevor will sing, 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 and then I'll sing and you sing with me.
Okay. Sorry to rush through this like that. Okay, go ready. Okay, there's a problem in the world.
What's the
For every person, plant, and bird. Maybe you got the clear. The air is too polluted. Cars and factories, trees uprooted. Alright. Our earth is getting hotter. The ice caps melt to water. But if we want to make it right, we still got time, so don't think twice. Let's ride a bike. Let's ride a bike. Let's ride a bike. Let's ride a bike. Let's walk all night. Let's walk all night. Let's make a change. Let's plant some seeds. Let's plant some seeds. Let's plant some seeds. Let's plant some seeds. Let's plant some trees. Let's plant some trees. Let's make a change. Let's eat more beans. Let's eat more beans. Let's eat more beans. Let's eat more beans. And local greens. And local greens. Let's make a change. It can be hard. It can be hard to make a change. To make a change. But all together. All together. We can make a change. We can make a change. We can make a change. All right. We can make a change. We can make a change. Everybody one more time. Come on. We can make a change. All right. We can make a change. So yeah, this is what we did for kids. And had a lot of fun.
30 minutes is a really short time. We just want to thank a few people on our way out of Korea, and we really owe these people a lot. So first of all, Sing Sing, I mentioned Sing Sing. She's the queen of the GIC, and she really helped us so much. Sing Sing did everything from translating materials for us and organizing workshops, organizing people and volunteers, to PR and communication, communicating with host teachers, schools, the Office of Education. She helped us get funding for the program, so it simply couldn't have continued if it wasn't for her. And she even helped us teach, as you saw in our slideshow.
If we had a Miss E.A.E.P crown, we would give it to you right now.
You win the Miss E.A.E.P award.
So,
And of course, all of the volunteers of the GIC, everybody here contributed in some way, I'm sure. And of course, Dr. Shin for supporting us and helping us and encouraging us. So we really thank the GIC so much. And I have to thank a few of my co-teachers as well. Ryu Eunsun, I wish she was here, one of my favorite people, and she helped us so much. And Oh-Eriang and Se-Shung, who you saw in the slideshow, very supportive of the program as well. And Park Eun-young, my co-teacher of co-teachers, who's helped me live in Korea and do everything, and she has given me the chance to teach the program as part of my camp, so that's been really excellent to have not only 3 hours to teach the workshop on a Saturday, but to teach it for 20 hours during a week-long camp. And yeah, she's been fantastic to me, so I really owe her. And why don't you do it, please?
sure. Okay, so all the participating host teachers who were with us teaching the actual program,
Who invited us?
who invited us to their schools, who thought this was a good program to teach their kids. Oh Ho-sung and Cho Young-in.
They're here today. Let's say thank you. They are our supervisors from the Office of Education, and Mr. Lee is also here too, so thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for including this into the education system in Gwangju. That's really cool.
So I really hope that they will continue to support it and grow it, and this can be a bigger program for more students. So yeah, thank you, thank you.
And our new volunteers, before people Krista Gwit, Rachel Hoy, Vic Gildarashi, sorry Vic, and Carolyn Palm, they're going to be doing this program after us. Huey Sampson has done a lot of writing for the E.A.E.P, so he's right there, we can all that.
Huey's helped publicize the program through the blog and writing in the Gwangju News for us a number of times as well, so we're really thankful to him.
Yeah, generous guy. And Namil Ko, who's over there, we saw him before. Maria Lisak, Sukyung, who's not here right now. GFN has helped us out a lot. The student volunteers who made books here, with the help of GFN, or GIC, encouraged them to come and make books for us. That was really awesome getting them GIC. And UNESCO helped us too. So, yeah, and you guys came today.
Yeah.
So we should thank everybody all at once.
Yeah.